Pisces, how are you? I hope you guys are doing good. So for all my Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, males and females, we are now covering the last week of May. So this is the 24th till May 30th. And we also, guess what, have the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius this week. So as you already know, with full moons in general, it's all about releasing, letting go. There could be high emotions, people being extra antsy or extra frustrated. And as this being a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, I feel like the way we feel or believe about a person, place, thing, idea is going to be changing. It may be changing dramatically, and we may just switch up or have to cut something out, either by will or unwillingly. So whatever changes happen this week, try not to fight it. Try not to go against it, just go with it. But maybe certain things you believe in or used to believe in may be totally changing, okay? And as a fellow mutable sign, you may really be feeling it this week, okay? So we're gonna be covering a little bit of work, health, love. I'll have a link to the extended reading below in the description box. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Nicloves with 2 eyes. All right, Pisces, so for this week overall, for you guys specifically, you're just going to need to trust. We just need to trust in the process, trust in the universe, because this week may be a little bit weird, maybe a little bit uncomfortable, okay? I feel like things may be kind of out of your control and you're just like, well, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of confused. Why is this happening? I don't know, but I feel like you're just going to have to trust in the bigger picture, trust in the process, try not to look too deeply into little details, and just don't put too much of your energy into something that's like not really worth it, and a lot of times the things we like invest ourselves in sometimes is like not really good for us, or it just leads nowhere. So try your best just to let things go, not to fight it, and just trust in the greater picture. And if things are a mystery, you don't understand it, some things we're not meant to know, or we're not meant to know in that moment. And later down the road, we may look back, reflect, and understand why it happened. Okay, so seeing that the number 65, if not also the number 11, may be important numbers for you guys this week. All right, when it comes to your health, Pisces, I feel like here there is information or a message that's in delay for you. So maybe an appointment that you had needs to get rescheduled or has to be pushed back. An email that you've been waiting for, certain documents hasn't arrived yet or is kind of late. I would really make sure you're filling out applications or filling out certain things, double checking stuff really well, like at the doctor's office, like make sure you're writing everything well, you're not leaving anything out that could be important. If let's say you're out at a restaurant or you're ordering some food and maybe you have a certain allergy, like let's say you can't have peanuts or like nuts, and that dish could have it, make sure you double check or you let them know like twice. Please do not, make sure it doesn't have nuts. Please don't add peanuts. I'm allergic. You want to make sure you say it like a few times sometimes, because people may forget or they don't write it down. You just want to double check certain things, okay? So anything that you're kind of iffy about, double check it. And if things are kind of like slow or late, try to plan accordingly or plan around it, okay? So there could be some information you're not getting or that needs to be readdressed a couple times this week. So maybe a little bit annoying, kind of irritate you a little bit, but if it's going to save you from any future problems, just do it just to make sure. So double check everything this week, okay? When it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, good thing here, I feel like you're receiving some kind of love and support. You may be forming like a newer connection or relationship with someone, let's say like at work, a colleague or another student or a business partner, and you guys are kind of getting along really well. You're sharing ideas, you understand each other, you have the same morals, principles, understanding about what you want to do moving forward. You're building a good relationship with your finances, with your money. You're finally maybe understanding things a little bit better, or knowing what works for you, what your budget is, what you're trying to save, or your spending habits. I feel like you're kind of finding something that works for you, and maybe the work that you're doing, or your school that you're in, or graduating possibly, you're more aligned with it now, and you're doing what fits your lifestyle a little bit better. So I feel like work and school may be doing pretty well for you right now, not seeing any big problems, so enjoy that. When it comes to your love, relationships, and dating, not gonna lie, Pisces, I think there's some tension here. Not seeing eye to eye with this person, or with either this could be recently, right now, or in the near future. You guys are just like not seeing eye to eye at this time. There's a lot of tension, misunderstandings, or like clashing, butting heads, blaming, pointing the fingers. It's a little stressful. So you may be a little bit stressed this week about this. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but let's try to work through it. So the person you could be dealing with could be a Scorpio, maybe earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But I get a lot of Scorpio energy, so either they're a Scorpio, or they can have just that energy about them this week possibly, okay? And it seems like you are going to be just overall really stressed about this situation, and they're going to be just concerned or worried. But what they're worried or concerned about may be something that doesn't really have to do with you, or you're not involved, or it's not your fault, but they may be kind of like putting it on you, or making it seem like it's your fault, or putting all their frustrations onto you when you have nothing to do with it. And that's not always fair, right? Like, you don't want to be someone's punching bag just because you had a bad day, or because you're going through something. Like, dang, doesn't mean I don't have my own problems, right? But I feel here that like they may stop doing certain things, or stop, let's say they used to do something for you, and then all of a sudden they just stop doing it. And you're like, okay, well, I'm not just going to continue being so sweet and open with you if you're just like not doing that anymore. Like, it's like someone who's expecting, to have free Netflix, and they're not paying their subscription. Like, you can't expect Netflix to be like, okay, sure, you can continue watching and not pay your subscription, right? So it's kind of like the same idea. They stopped doing something, they stopped a service, or stopped cooperating with you, or working together with you on something, and you're like, okay, well, fine, then I'm just going to remove myself, or I'm not going to be as open, as available, as loving towards you if you're not doing the same for me. So you're kind of pulling back, you're kind of getting or becoming a little bit more cold, more distant, more serious towards them. Not in a like petty way, but I just think you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to remove myself. I'm not going to be like all over you if you're not cooperating with me, and overextending myself. I think that's what you're doing. You're just like, you're not overextending yourself, or like being the servant anymore. Not saying that you are, but they stopped moving or progressing something with you, and you're like, okay, all right, cool. Then I'm not just going to be so open and kind and loving towards you. And you're now focusing, building, growing with you. Your work, your school, your business, whatever you're working on, or just your personal growth, right? As a person, you're building, you're growing, you're just focusing on you, minding your business, putting in time and energy into something that is for your future, that you can depend on, and you're just minding your business. Now this person feels angry, or it bothers them, or they feel frustrated with you. Almost like maybe they're going through a lot at work, or at school, or something in their life, and they're just kind of like taking out their frustrations onto you, or making it seem like they're doing more. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, we're both in this. Like, why are you blaming me for something that is not my fault? Maybe mad at you that all of a sudden now you pulled back. And you're like, no, I'm just returning the same energy you gave to me first. But now that I'm acting different, you think that you could just keep doing what you want to do, but I gotta remain the same. No, if you pull back, I'm gonna pull back too. but it's like they can do whatever they want, but as soon as you start doing something, it's a problem. So they're mad, they're frustrated with you or frustrated at the situation, and you're like, okay, well, like I'm just minding my business, I'm not doing anything. And you, I feel like this week, Pisces, really need to protect yourself. You need to protect your energy. You need to protect your vitality, your power, your strength, everything, because I think that this is draining you, or this person is like just taking a lot out of you right now. I feel like there's gonna be like someone may explode on you or may go off on you or just may like act totally like out of pocket with you, and you're like, what the heck just happened? Why are you doing this? Or why are you saying all that? They just like may like explode on you, you know, like just reveal of something. You're like, well, what the heck? Like, why are you acting crazy? And like a sudden outburst, a sudden like meltdown, or I don't know, but I feel like you're gonna want to distance yourself. You're gonna be really protective of your energy and not really trusting of them. Like, I feel like this person may have like kind of almost broken your trust, and you don't feel as connected with them anymore because of their sudden outbursts or how they're acting. You're like, I don't feel like I know you anymore. And that makes me really hesitant, not really want to deal with you. So this person, I think, could be going through it, or they're going through some sudden change in their life. Something happens dramatically, they lose something, or something just shakes them up, like a big tower moment, you know? And it just like completely changes their world. But now it's like they want to include you in it, or almost like blame you or get you involved, and maybe you don't need to be involved in that. And the way it's almost like life is like 25% what happens to you, right? But I think the rest, the 75%, is how you deal with it. You know, what do you do with those things that happen, you know? And that's what really decides the outcome and where your life goes. And I feel like this person, instead of like handling it as an adult and cutting their losses, picking their battles, they're just kind of like wanting someone else to fix everything for them. And I don't feel like that's your job. That's not your duty, your obligation, especially when they're not treating you nicely and they're treating you poorly. You can't expect someone to be going above and beyond for you, doing everything for you, and you're just like beating on them and giving them a hard time and saying this and this and that about them. Eventually that person, that kind heart, gets tired. So we're going to dive in deeper in the extended to get more information, to see where their energy is at. What are they thinking? What are they feeling when it comes to you? What they don't want you to know that maybe you should know, and what their next action or move will be towards you, and then also your advice, okay? Pisces, I feel like this person's being really tough on you, being really hard on you, just giving you a hard time. And if this is the case, just try to distance yourself, be safe. Hopefully this is not someone who's like abusive or, you know, dangerous. For most of you, hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, just make sure you protect yourself and just stay away, okay? All right, so we're gonna dive in deeper in the extended. Let's look a little bit further and see if we could get some answers, some clarity for you, okay? All right, so I'll see you guys there. I'll see you for our next reading. I wish you guys all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.